Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us for our weather update, going right through until the start of next week. And in New Zealand, we've got a cooler change in the south, showery weather right across the country, and a big low that's about to leave Australia and head towards New Zealand. The low actually isn't that big at the moment, but it will get bigger over the next 48 hours. This is the one I'm talking about right here. It's driving in a cooler southerly for the southeast corner of Aussie, and that will bring in a windy colder weekend for Sydney. But in New Zealand, the low that's been affecting us since the weekend, slowly moving away to the east. But here is that colder southerly that we've been talking about coming in today for much of the South Island. So the temperatures will drop, the snow level drops as well, and those showers move northwards. The North Island's got westerlies and showers, but there's a southerly at the southern end in Wellington and Wairarapa, for example, and that will also drop your temperatures over the next couple of days. This is a big high to the south, but here's an even bigger high out near Perth. Right, so showery today, that's for sure. On the Met Service rain radar, the public radar, you can see those westerly showers around Auckland and those southerly showers coming in around Dunedin and Canterbury as those move up with that cooler change. So here is the setup for the end of the week, for Friday. That low leaves Australia. It's starting to deepen a little bit further now, and those southerly winds are about to kick into Sydney by the end of Friday. In the New Zealand area, the colder change goes right up to about Wellington. North of that, it'll be cooler than it's been this week, but it won't be too bad. Considering the time of year we're in, it's still fairly mild in some places. High pressure down here is really the reason why we're not seeing those southerlies shooting northwards. Now, as we go into the weekend, that low near Australia deepens. Now that will push in strong gale force southerly winds in coastal parts of New South Wales, Sydney, showery especially in the coastal areas and the city centre, but high pressure elsewhere now expanding and calming things down for you. Over in New Zealand, it's a different setup. The same low driving in mild subtropical northerlies down across the country, with heavy falls coming into places like Bay of Plenty. That northerly just comes straight on in. Dry though at the other end of the country. And with the high pressure zone, high pressure out here in Australia links south of New Zealand and joins up with that other one. That means the squash zone's on a little bit through central New Zealand on Saturday. This is the wind map on Saturday. Easterly winds coming through here, strong. They'll be the strongest around Farewell Spit and the Nelson Ranges, where potentially you're getting up into 100 kilometres an hour. That's in that shading there, which is just offshore, but it might just clip the very northern part of the South Island. Otherwise, it's a little bit blustery on Saturday, but not too bad. As we get into Sunday, that heavy rain comes down and around. The good news is Hawke's Bay will get a period of rain on Saturday night, Sunday morning. It looks like it clears up a little bit into the afternoon, and then that heavy rain moves into the South Island. Canterbury, this is the first time you've had proper rain since the flooding a few weeks ago. Rainfall totals in Canterbury. Let's take a look now at those rainfall figures. So we've got some heavy rain coming in over the weekend. This is the 2-day rainfall for Saturday and Sunday. Heaviest rain will be here around about Kaikoura, talking about the South Island to begin with anyway, where you could get potentially up to 90, even 100 millimetres. That's definitely getting up to slips and flood sort of level. Then you get into Canterbury, and the good news is where the big floods were, the rainfall totals drop right down. But you've still got a fair bit of rain potential coming in there around 30, 40 millimetres. And North Canterbury, you're up around that 50 millimetre mark. So it's getting into the area where it's worth paying attention to, but hopefully still below problematic. The heaviest rain will be up here in Bay of Plenty, where over 100 millimetres is possible over Saturday and Sunday. It'll be very welcome for those who need rain, because it has been dry for 3 years in Bay of Plenty and the whole upper North Island. So this rain will be welcome. The timing may not be so welcome, being right smack bang in the weekend. And the other bit of good news, Hawke's Bay, especially southern and central parts, you've also got some decent rain coming this weekend. Please take a look at ruralweather.co.nz or simply your Weather Watch forecast to get those very localised rainfall totals. Right, let's get into next week. So the low moves out on Monday, and you've got this windy sort of southerly coming into the country, mostly down around Canterbury and the southern part of the North Island. That heavy rain continues on around the coastal side of Marlborough and potentially into North Canterbury. North Canterbury is a little bit on the on the fence with this because there is higher pressure further to the south. So it's a little bit borderline, but definitely after the flooding, I think people will be paying a bit more attention to it. And our final map for Tuesday shows that big low moving away. This is a classic June setup. Finally got the windy sou'westers and showers. That's normal for this time of the year. So finally some sort of more normal weather coming through. And over in Australia, it settles down on that eastern side, but another low coming in for Perth and the southern side of Western Australia. That is all from me for today. Back again on Friday for our final weather update for this week.